Been the longest 10-minute break ever.
It's incredibly less. It
Felt like a week.
Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready.
Yes, Your Honor. I hate my life.
Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this.
Hey!
However, why do you seem so distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor.
Lost the lottery. God damn it.
It was lovely seeing both of them like that.
It feels like something's happened. So unexpected has happened.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note.
Analysis.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery.
What?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impact herself. It is a fake.
You need a sample of her handwriting to do that.
Faraday probably would have, or we might. Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida.
Mr. Corrida? Well, it looks like Miss Impact never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about On Guard. Touché.
However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it.
Not.
That does seem very plausible.
Where is that orchestra coming from?
They follow him around.
It's just orchestra from him around. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proved up to this point is true, which it isn't, then it's impossible for Mr. Ngard to have known it was a fake. Stuff. Eat this.
What is the little item called again?
It's a video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but...
Oh, that's right, a camera. Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays.
Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Ngard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? Exclamation mark. If that were true, then this means Mr. Ngard would have known the... Yeah, what he said.
Ah.
I literally caused him to faint.
So then the defendant knew this was a fake, and if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way.
This is way too dramatic. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory is what Mr. Ngard's motive for murder was. It has suddenly disappeared into thin air.
Motive?
Mootooth?
But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Ongard monitored Mr. Corrida 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Ongard didn't know of.
Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why didn't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery in an unknown place?
Ah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, I'm winning this.
If you don't want to win.
Oh, shit!
Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. As you figured? As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you were not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next?
Burgers. What next?
That's what I just said. If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Ongar's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle.
Another angle?
Well, I agree with you there. Your Honour, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh? Well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth?
Last game we had a parrot.
This witness is one who's perfectly fit to answer once and for all. Who was it that hired Miss Shelley the killer to be the assassin?
That's impossible. Who in there? No such a person who answered that question. Yeah, him.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness? It's...
If it's the parrot...
Yes? Go on, who is it?
If it's the parrot, I'm killing them.
The man himself.
It is the parrot!
Mr. Shelley the killer. Oh, Mr. the killer. What? Wait, Shelley the killer? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here, to the witness stand. Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright?
Me?
It is all right with you?
Ben says, no objections, Your Honor.
I wonder if it really is all right to do this.
You better ask Mr. Judge.
Very well, the prosecution calls our witness to the stand. This is weird.
It gets weirder.
Now then, witness. Your name and occupation, please.
No, she was a robot.
Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I am a professional assassin. I say, what is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm? What's the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court.
The radio has a monocle like he does.
Oh no, this one, I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry.
Ma!
The voice! Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied this man is indeed Shelley the Killer.
It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness, there's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct? It is as you say. I didn't indeed kill Mr. Corrida. Now that we've answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. It's all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream.
I'm just fucking in a jazz club. Very close name.
It's all a bad dream. Oh, poor Judgy. There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Mr. Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. Well, he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor. Mr. Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? There seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. I am always cool and collected. When have I ever reacted to things in an over-the-top way? Come on, man. This is me.
Exactly, that's why we're worried.
That's the problem here.
It actually does have a monocle exactly
Yes.
like you.
The trust between you and your client, huh?
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner. This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? Not that I'm planning to do that.
It has never happened before, but if it ever did...
Yes.
That person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough! Please, no more. Very well. It was only hypothetical anyway.
Only hypothetical. It seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I was thinking this would be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted out of their pre-described role. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. This is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, but would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything.
Really blunt for an assassin.
Yeah.
No. We'll have an accident.
I feel that was a James Bond moment there
Yes.
again.
Tells me you and your client, huh?
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust my clients are discreet about me and my identity. These are the roles and duties an assassin and his client are to carry out.
I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said in this piece of paper I'm hitting. You said that your client had already broken the rules.
A person who frames another is the worst kind of human.
And that's why you feel you can betray this person?
I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role.
You can't be an assassin with a conscience. I'm kidding you.
Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic?
You need me to be in the pub.
If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed.
Everyone understands your point, I think. Really.
In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust above all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand.
Mr. Bond. He's a cat.
He has one.
Mr. Bond.
I do believe it's time that I reveal the name of my client, don't you agree? What is it? If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness? What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is...
Tension, Phil. Pause.
Oh! Adrian Andrews.
What?
Ah! Witness! That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think that my own client, and this is Adrian Andrews. What?
I just the calm and collected one.
This can't be. On the phone earlier.
What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back?
I'd have moved.
I'm sure in order to get an audience with his court, Mr. Killer told him a different name. Matt and God, perhaps. Touché.
This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. Ugh.
Shut up, Baldy.
You, Shelley the killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt on guard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah, that's not...
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. De Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No.
No. Okay.
With all this evidence it's obvious to me this means that Mr. Matt on guard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of a confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict.
He hung up on us.
Bailiff, please bring Miss Andrews in immediately.
What now? With the way this is going, and God will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but she's annoying. But Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And then God, my client, I know he's guilty.
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honour, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley Killer is certainly lying under oath.
Also, it's everyone in this game.
It wasn't me. Doesn't everyone promise that testimony just now? It was all one big lie.
Miss Andrews.
Suicide note may have been a fake. But that man, Matt, he is the reason Celeste died, and Juan's death, it was all just because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now. You have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. Kill himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button donning the Nickel Samurai's costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story, who the real killer is. Tell them! Please. Help me.
Yeah, back in the white again. God damn it.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
Blue cheese is not nice. What do you want from me? Opinion. Oh, about this case.
Request the verdict.
Ooh, tempting. In your own time, Mr. Wright. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept I'm not guilty. You are our lawyer. I know, but Mangar's a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, I'm no better than Angard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the facts. That it's all because Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. So if you're gonna have a moment, you know Angard could be so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. Look at his eyes, his dreamy... I think this like right now, I'm betraying his trust. Oh, look at that hair, man. Right. It gets worse later. It gets worse later on.
Oh, God.
Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through the witness lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor.
Slightly dramatic music now.
Not my music. Miracle.
Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. the Killer. Right away, Your Honour.
20 minutes to try and get Skype to connect. God damn it!
Has a verdict been reached? And before that, we would like to talk to you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need from me? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What do we have him testify about now? Mrs. Akilla, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. It is any wonder no one likes you go to court. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carita was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I referred to as I said my client had broken the rules. This is a most expected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. We still have the cross-examination to do. You don't need to request testimony like this.
The legal system.
Do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness.
Oh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then... I don't understand what's going on anymore.
It's two of us.
The judge is tired of all of this. He's had a
He
very
does
long
later on
day.
They're just trying to drag it out much. So,
What is it, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Wright, if you do. Witness, if I requested a hit,
Yes?
how much is your fee?
I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney.
Huh? It's funny.
If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial.
Ah, no, I'm not thinking of hiring.
But Mr. Wright!
Yes.
You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you?
What? Why would you think something like that? Your Honor.
Guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty! Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your clients, are you not?
There's nothing to anything.
Well, the judge is slightly paranoid, so...
has nothing to do with anything.
He hates Phoenix now, generally, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But that's just tipped him over the edge.
Ah, dear.
Oh, poor judge, he's got some backstory we don't know about.
Dude. He's just the judge.
I think he's got a really tragic past.
Everyone these days has a fucking tragic past.
They all do. All these characters have got a tragic past. Phoenix is the only one who doesn't, as far as I'm
Phoenix
aware.
is tragic present. No one does pay him for anything.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
With his pose, and when he entered the victim's room. Your client had no idea that Juan Carita had been murdered.
How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass?
Mr. Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Carita had only fainted. Which is why the glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
But is that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. The glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the exact same thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not very important anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have knowledge of Mr. Creeder's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Me? Phoenix? If the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Well, correction, Miles in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence.
Ah, sorry. That sounded like an awfully weak objection to me. Anyway, I'm positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Oh, more testimony about the testimony you testified.
Very well.
Of course I do. That's dramatically convenient.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I've made no mistakes.
Excuse me, I have to kill this,
So you physically met your client, huh?
That just feels like a bad idea.
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. I think the judge is planning to hire him now.
Okay, Edgeworth's taking notes now. Okay, well, everyone's gonna get killed in a massive slaughter at the end of this.
They're all gonna get killed by the killer.
Yeah.
Who?
Physically you met Adrian Andrews, right? I'll take your ellipsis as a no.
Of course I did.
With this, I would like you to give us a few more details.
I've always been my client as a matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail.
You use mail.
And why is that? That's because I value the trust between the client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Of course it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. Killer met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken.
So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews?
I guess so. Oops.
You see, it was just what I said.
I just lost the lottery again. Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. And don't press the wrong button this time.
Now then, will the witness please care to continue?
Try that again. Yeah, we draw more information from him, but you can't draw a suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. So we need to draw something. Give me some paper. We've been through this before. Man, glad we can speed time up. We should the whole game at this speed. You meant to say it's not important. Let's get this right this time. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
As I said, I told you I already did, Mr. Wright. That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client.
He missed out the vital bit of what he says.
It's true what you were saying about talking to your face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Well, he didn't actually say it, because he skipped that line. The
Sorry.
one line. Where he says, Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance.
Huh? Really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. The moment I saw him, I thought, I can trust this person as a client.
I told you Agent Andrews' name comes into it.
Yep.
I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the request at that time.
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy?
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale.
What?
Sherry the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews, have you? Tell me.
What? Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip-up. About her.
So what is the issue? What did you just say now? About her?
If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman, I think.
Well, that's interesting.
Don't worry, it fixes itself later.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright was the beginning of this.
This witness testified to the following. He always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking a request.
But he's never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point.
Take your medication.
That means Mr. DeKiller's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews.
I don't know what that's sweating, but I don't know once.
Oil, I think.
Yeah.
But it's weird how it can sweat and everything still. I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What is going on?
Who am I? Where am I? Who are you?
Where's my Sherry? Sherry the Killer. It's got
Sherry the Killer.
Shelly.
It's happened again.
Oh, you can see the frequency monitors going faster as well. I think sometimes I must have mixed up this client with another. So does this mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more.
No. Done.
Very well, but this time please give us the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yes, now I remember I took that request by mail.
Airmail.
Every time when I took a job without having met a client. Their request was for the murder of Mr. Wankarida and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man.
It's in the letter from the assassin. You signed it with your real name.
So you took this job through a letter?
You know email exists. Much quicker and cheaper. Pay postage. I need to grow a beard.
Wouldn't suit him. He looks too young.
Be careful, Phoenix. Growing beards is dangerous. I mean, if you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us.
Oh, God.
Everything's over. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but... Yes? I don't know what I'm just gonna say next. It's a sad day for Phoenix. I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. Oh God, here he comes.
As long as he's standing there.
Will you two get a room?
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination.
I found the time of my life. I went on you.
Looking back, I could have played it differently.
Yeah, that's just the fan fiction writes itself. 2 or 3 other things.
Yes.
And what? That was leg. And what were these other things?
A few other things that have nothing to do with this case.
Slide. I can Google the slide right now. That'll be fun. Fuck it, press further. Whenever not there, relates his cases for the court to decide.
Mr. Attorney,
Yes.
everything I've said from the very beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination.
Well...
Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client?
That's just ridiculous.
I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one...
Wait. Let's not get too hasty here. He's suspicious. What should I do? Fuck it, press further. Witness! This is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs our client requested were.
If truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine.
The bear figurine.
After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told this job was just as important as the actual killing.
And where was that figurine? I miss beard. And a goatee. I could be evil attorney if I grow a goatee.
It was inside Mr. Greer's suitcase.
And then, what did you do next?
I handed it over to my client right away.
You gave it to your client? Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. As you wish.
Make it so.
Wrong actor.
Gone from Sean Connery to Patrick Stewart. Number 1. Shirley the killer. Or shall I say, Jean-Luc Picard. You were really giving this back to Miss Andrews, and this item should not have been inside it.
This item? I see where you're going.
Nah, stop pretending you know what's going on, Edgeworth. Yep, that's where I'm going. My pose.
Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
You're on listening back to Miss Andrews' testimony.
Gosh.
Josh is losing it. He's going. If ever, even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it.
Order! 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 So that's where you two were going. And so by the very fact that the suicide note was inside the bear, tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Hammer.
Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Oh.
Damn you. I would shake my fist better than have one.
I have one, but you can't see it. Order! 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 Mr. Phoenix Wright.
You quiet now, Francisco and Carla.
I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break the end of our agreement.
No, that's not. Never break Apple's license agreements.
That's enough! If it's all of your intention, there's only one thing for me to do.
Wait, please.
Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to.
No, please. Not that. Please wait.
Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand otherwise.
Rage mode. He goes Super Saiyan.
What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth?
He's having a breakdown. Just ignore him.
Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should...
Just a heart attack. Oh, God, my heart.
The prosecution, Let's come over, everyone. Even you are. The prosecution rests.
Get me a doctor and some medication.
What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. The prosecution rests with no further questions. Then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that's the case, then even though I'm reluctant, I must believe that Mr. Tequila's testimony is accurate. That would be that Shelley Tequila's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can I end the trial right here, right now? Then your client, Master on Guard, would be declared innocent.
I'm aware of how this works.
In this place, Adrian Andrews will be charged with the murder. The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring in Adrian Andrews.
Matt and Guard, actually.
I meant Matt on Guard, I'm sorry, this trial is making me go nuts. I might just have to retire after all this.
Get the Canadian judge. Dude, did the old guy finally decide?
To be honest, I can't think you was a truly innocent or good person. You even haven't done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
Baldy. Awesome scar. I'm like, where did you get that from? A little funny that you figured me out.
Mr. On Guard?
You were atrocious as a lawyer, weren't you? In my glass of chocolate milk. That's clearly chocolate milk. And then refreshing like a spring breeze. Oh shit, Phoenix Wright games are crap. And it's just atrocious, don't you agree? It's weird, yeah, kind of. Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Chocolate milk, right, Mr. Lawyer? I'm just so deliciously evil. So whenever someone says the word justice, I think of Crimson Gin. From the barbecue of justice. I was just take that analogy up.
Ooh. It's all gotten very tense suddenly.
Yes. That proves there's death penalty anything going in this. Red! I'm back.
Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. Then your client, Mr. Matt on Guard, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is gonna say what I want, aren't you?
Right.
I'm never right. My client, man on guard, is...
Guilty, guilty, guilty.
Let's think about this for a minute. Let's think about this. This is a moral quandary on what you say. On what you say, guilty or not guilty. No, Maya dies. I will get peace and quiet. But she might haunt me through Pearl. That's also not good. And oh shit! I think I left the oven on. His mind just wanders during this decision. Dun. Tense. This is tense, man. What will happen? What would you pick?
I don't know. I've already said guilty a few times,
Yeah.
so...
You're in his situation.
I'm very much in the situation if you just go with guilty.
You're guilty and Maya die. Okay.
You went with guilty?
Don't give me that look, Mia.
We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt on Guard, your client deserves an answer. Frankly, so do I.
Get fed up with this case.
Tired of all this. I'm tired of all you.
Your face, Mr. Wright. Man card is...
Objection!
Yes!
Francisco Boncama.
What are you doing now?
You'll see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. How is Gumshoe in a car crash?
Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them?
You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. That's good. His Gumshoe is fine. All of the items are inside this.
That's a jacket. What a filthy old coat this is.
Yeah, that was white originally.
I can spot his tattered right anyway.
Yeah. I apologize for the ugliness, but there's nothing else to wrap the items in. I could have used his Gumshoe's spleen, but no. I have this image of Gumshoe lying on the floor bleeding. Francisco walks, takes it, and just leaves in there.
Yes, I picture it as well.
Don't worry. Don't worry, the evidence will be here soon. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat, our defense's final pieces of evidence.
Your final evidence? God.
Plot twist.
This trial is already over. All that remains for me to do is hand down my verdict.
No.
I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
Damn it, Judge refusing to go along with this.
Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Ms. Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Ms. Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are left by the killer during his escape from the police.
Must have been quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor, the killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Sorry, I was getting my coffee delivered to me. There is a god.
He's called Miles Edgeworth.
Yeah, that's all. He is.
So we can hope for.
This first item is a pistol. A very old-fashioned pistol by the looks of it.
There's Luger by the looks of it.
Well, question, does the pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it was something to do. It has something to do with this, at least to me.
That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it?
That's what I believe, yes. How is your arm? You're surprisingly in good nick for just hiding out of an operation.
He heals very quickly.
She is Wolverine. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. She's not like her father, she did have the bullet removed. I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test. Shame we didn't aim for the head.
Cold?
Alright, this has been nothing but pain this entire game.
True, but I'm wishing death.
The second piece of evidence is this videotape. God, videos!
Those are the days.
Have you checked the contents of that tape? As a little girl, if you watch it now, unfortunately there was no time to. Yeah. But I would speculate that the tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 officers at the site. God. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Gumshoe literally just... Surely the killer is no ordinary man. Some say no. The last piece of evidence is his bellboy's uniform.
Question for more detail.
Yeah, well. What to lose? Was that used in a crime? You saw him wear it, Nick! You really know? I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform.
And what is that?
There is a button missing on this uniform.
A button?
This is a very unique button. I'm sure it were to, if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. A blues clue.
What?
Blues clue. You never watched this?
No, I was being the judge saying that.
This is all I have to present, Your Honor. I am now off. My arm hurts still. My shoulder hurts.
It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure when we under normal circumstances, these items from Shirley Dicko's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing.
Such as your name.
It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now.
I refuse to leave. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful, absolutely splendid. The judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Chocolate milk. Phoenix, I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. I came back from the dead for one. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But, no matter how you think about it, it's... Try. For my sake. Although I'm already dead, so it doesn't really matter. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. First one, grapple gun. The first. Make Vanguard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. What? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Vanguard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will have to let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. He's done it before. Shut up. The second way, force the killer to end his contract with Vanguard. If the killer was to no longer think of Vanguard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Yeah, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats, at first. But if you can make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is the judge already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he's to show me he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. The dark side. That's what it's not what's always worked for us. What bullshit in our way out of situations. That's always worked for us. You need to turn things around. Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The Jade Monkey flies at midnight, Phoenix. He just leaves. What?
Pearls, what are you doing here?
Yeah, and that's how we can know the truth. But there are people who have not seen them all. And those people do not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about that miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct?
Oh, there, Mr. Wright.
I can pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? Looks like...
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This course does not need any more evidence.
I am not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. We're all speaking in cryptically now. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion...
Always passionate about this.
Chance.
This is justice.
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
You can't object to me, Edgeworth.
That's impossible. To turn the situation around in one try. One try. That is all I will permit.
Like playing a video game or something. You can actually get a bad end to this game. Where
Really?
Yeah, Mountain Guard gets off. Miles let off and never sees Phoenix again. Phoenix goes into depression and Adrian Andrews gets sent to death for murder. But if you do pick the wrong decision, there's an entire bad ending written out for the game.
I actually got it written out rather than just game over.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time.
I don't waste time.
Who would you like to show your evidence to?
Pearl,
Huh? I see, and now, Thomas Court will have one piece of evidence he would like to show this person.
my badge.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness.
Oh, you're speaking cryptically about this.
Yeah, very critically. Bailiff, please bring the transceiver from earlier.
Yeah, I'm awesome. And put on my serious face. Maya, she's okay, right?
Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence that he can't see.
Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found in your hideout. You know which one I'm talking about. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was to protect that videotape. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
He then quits. Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was sternly told by my client to not watch it, so I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you are on this tape. It's a sex tape. What? Don't ask.
Me?
The accent dropped then. The accent dropped then.
No, it didn't. It's one word. It's very difficult to
The
say.
camera was hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded.
What? Is that true? Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted a camera?
Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why.
On the videotape. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film a crime scene. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. In flashback form, naturally. In my evil, I'm no weak and I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. I'm just so deliciously evil. Your client doesn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you say to that, shady killer? Okay. The car's starting off, Ozzy.
It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Yes, I'm invited natural. That's the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. As I pointed at you.
I have one question for the witness. Yes. You once told us numerous times during the testimony, you said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? Well, that's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then that client would become my next target. For the honor of their killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. Whoa! I feel the music shouldn't be quite so like this.
Stick to his theme.
I see. That's all I wanted to know.
Are you in a jazz club or something?
Yes, it's too relaxed.
He's an assassin. They are just...
I want mildly threatening undertone for it, though, which it lacked. Mr. Wright?
Yes?
My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item!
Ow! Sorry. No, it's basically what I thought with hoped. And,
I was going to say, that's not a look of happiness. You're going, oh, thank goodness, it's a look of...
Wow. Lotus Prime, let's use it.
The trials appear to have come to its conclusion. However, actually, I am sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there, with the client and the witness, and... Ow!
Wasn't me.
Ms. Von Karma, where did that... she always has you in her sights.
It's like a German ninja.
Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict.
I see you, judgy boy. It doesn't look so good. Mr. God! It looks like somehow you've got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy.
But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video.
Help me.
And now then, Your Honour, the verdict, if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright?
We have finally reached the end of this very long battle. Whenever he is convicted or acquitted, there is no escape from now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Guilty. Man, God. Even though I am a lawyer, apparently, I cannot make a crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life will be in danger. No matter which way you look at it, you can't run away from your crime anymore. Jesus.
Oh, God almighty! Jesus. So that's how he got the scars to begin with. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. Didn't I, Mr. Wright? Didn't I? Mr. Edgeworth, I was not on guard. I've left Miss Von Karma with him in incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whipped leather right about now.
Ow! Ow!
Very good.
She comes in for
That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
emotional trauma. It's fine.
Get back to society for my own crime, Your Honour.
Been in therapy for the rest of my life.
This trial was the first time I'd stood on the witness stand, and when I did, I really felt hopeless.
My pointing my finger accusingly at you.
But after that, when I was alone in the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself and who I am. And today, when the two of you just used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I'd finally been saved.
Make him a megazord, and then...
I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment.
Pay me. Someone pay me.
It's the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone.
And now for the word from our sponsor, My Little Pony.
It looks like we have resolved everything at last.
Oh, thank God.
Still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits.
Well,
That's
spirits.
good for me.
Uncomfortable.
The result, court is adjourned.
Any objections, Mr. Wright? None, Your Honor. None.
Noted, Mr. Killer. I'd like to arrange a meeting, please.
I have a lawyer who's annoying me.
I have a defense attorney I'd like to...
You look great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. You lost, but you have to look past all that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting them not guilty, right? Yeah, I understand now. Tell you what, Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make.
God.
We gotta have a moment. I'm having my moment with Edgeworth and no one else.
We're really flashing back to not long that long ago.
Flashback to everything. Flashback to the flashback, man. Remember when you had that flashback, Phoenix? When I told you to flashback? Oh my god, this is getting confusing.
I'm lost. I don't know when the now is. And it's then revealed that Phoenix Wright is trapped in a mental institution.
Yeah. He is guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you.
Right.
Oh, why are you in a bad mood? Edgeworth! Why are you angry at me?
I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody.
Really? Pearls, you tell us the truth, Prime Minister Edgeworth. I will hit you if you're not.
Yes, she's quite safe.
Ow! What was that for?
She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car.
Mr. Man, Mr. Man is safe. You did it. You really did, Mr. Nick. Ow!
Punches.
Yeah, I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks. What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. Oh, he's in a fucking good mood.
He always is.
About earlier. Thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy. I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you?
Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago.
Edgeworth?
For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts.
Oh god. Flashback to the first game. Yeah, I'm gonna be a flashback to the first.
I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me.
This is turning into a read.
I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit on the defendant's chair.
Well, standing technically, but.
And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened. So I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death.
The prosecutor was shaved himself with the future to crawl into a hole and die.
But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change.
What foolish nonsense.
We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith.
That face.
And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well.
God, what? You trusted your enemy?
It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you.
The truth?
Yes. That's the reason why prosecutors and defense lawyers exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right?
No, you just wouldn't respond to my love letters.
This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You let me down, you let yourself down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer and to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago.
Ah, little Miles.
You betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. Everything was black and white. I decided that Miles Edgeworth, I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. We do just kiss at this point. You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma! I wanted to hit. See what happens then. I wanted to hear a wretched whimpering of a distressed loser. And Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. Give me the thrills back. You're no longer worthy of being one karma.
I never was.
And neither that. Well, he's a doctor right now. It's over. All over.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't he?
And then he older than Francisco, you know, she calls him little brother.
This is an electromagnetic receiver.
So now what she's using the track to Gumshoe.
I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else.
Ah, isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action.
Accent.
You should keep this right.
Then she gives the pearl, and Felix is really in trouble.
Yes.
Guess who that is?
Oh.
Maya! Wait, slow motion hug. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
Oh, look at that.
They're all happy. And
Blimey,
more,
nice.
more hugging Maya, pickpockets Nick's wallet off him.
It's huge.
Yeah, dude works out.
Oh, Nick, I thought you would come. I knew you'd come through. You got unguarded convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. Desert. But we sure pressed the luck in the trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
See? Yeah, it's just only two of you.
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it. Shucks.
Maya? Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Couple of minutes and you'll have a real emotion. I have to go now.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago.
Good noise.
Alright, I think it's time we get out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going? We'll take one fucking guess.
Food, Nick! Food! Grub, chow, I'm starved!
Always hungry anyway.
I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. Oh my.
Yeah, you think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least.
Oh god.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please!
If you insist.
Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I decided that we have to make it back by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food!
Guess who's paying for this feast?
Nick, of course.
Yes, he always ends up paying for it. They still haven't moved those cameras. They still have not moved those cameras.
Nope, nothing's changed.
Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, you were right. Yeah, well, I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Oh, Law's back.
You did it again, silly boy. I felt like my dear old Hal was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking.
Pals,
Yeah, it was more exciting than the last episode of The Steel Samurai.
thanks, guys.
Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Rat too hard? If you don't stop being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight, even. I'll keep that in
That
mind.
expression is brilliant.
Well, come on now. Everybody gather around. Y'all gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Who's that?
Fairly?
Yeah, well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. And why is there two of you? Come on, tonight all about Ian, so let's get chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal. Amen. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, Detective.
Me? You already think so.
He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending.
Oh, well, you know, it's... oh, you guys, wait. That's odd. When I ran off with things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things total, sir.
What?
If you go back to courtroom 4... Yeah, I'm sure I put one of them in my coat pocket. If you go back to the courtroom, I'm gonna...
Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. Ooh, boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, Never a dull moment with you, huh?
She gets kidnapped again in the next game, or at least gets in jeopardy.
Think? What was the fourth item? I want to know.
Who knows?
Do we ever
But
find out?
Phoenix was away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared?
Yeah, it really was scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours?
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture.
You know, I don't know where it went.
Oh, that's too bad. Why you hit me for?
Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway.
Her hair bounces and he does that.
Oh, everybody's happy.
Edgeworth, you're beeping again. Don't worry about it, I'm a robot. I do that. I knew he was a robot. What is it, Edgeworth?
This thing is picking something up.
That's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me.
That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be being in a different location.
It's probably busted or something, sir.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me.
So I have to work for a living. Wait!
What?
We need to hug this out, man. I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there.
If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right?
Or will you two just kiss and
Oh,
just get this over with? At least hug it out.
I think it's more right like Loves Edgeworth than the other way around.
Yeah, just keep of emotions.
What's this?
Gave him the whip. Thanks. You and her.
You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya!
Yeah, Pearly?
Right, that's roll for all the walk. Jean, I do not be lovey-dovey, right? You, Mr. Nick, I mean.
Pearly! Would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway. So who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
Take a fucking guess.
If you need to ask, everyone say thank you to Nick.
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kind of already put your name on the bill. What? You can't do this to me!
Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It'll be better than for $3,000 now.
What? You can't do this to me!
Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your table. I just wanted to
What?
touch that, though.
No.
It's got to have lots of...
Isn't that great, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, Nick.
I hate you all. Well, we're doing dishes tonight.
What do you mean,
Right.
we?
All of us!
Oh, you don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal, don't let it all out. Just punch Maya right in the face. It's been the first time I hear the real you.
Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
Alright then, if you say so. Fuck you, Maya. Fuck you and your bills and calling me money. Fuck you. I hate you. I want you to die. And I'm done. Happy? I want you to say objection. Shut up! And that's Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. That's the game, after that mild outburst he had.
You really came through, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now.
Around 4
Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro.
4 or 5. I think it's 4. Let me see.
Did we ever find out what that other item was that
Maybe.
Gumshoe took?
Maybe. I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the 2 of you! Speaking of, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the 2 of you, just in case. Oh, you got it.
Oh, Pearly.
They let an 8-year-old book hotels.
Apparently so, I think you faked it.
Well, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Miss Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go was bad for all of society. I know it! Crashing headlong to everything is the only way to live, pal. Literally, I've got this bandage on my head.
I'm a detective, right?
He's a janitor.
He's got vague memories of what he used to do, but nothing quite intact.
Yeah. Oh, Maggie Bird.
I can't remember.
Going back a long way to the first game. I'm sure she'll be
I
back
can't
in
remember who voiced her.
Can I? I'm going to be a waitress from now on, and bring smiles and joy to people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. Yeah, we'll be there next game. We'll see you as a waitress. Cause
Yeah, well, of course we meet. Every character returns in this.
yes, they do the. Where are they now?
Yeah, the trouble is I'm
Wait,
trying to
this is
remember who they have voiced all
this is
these
a game
characters.
master. Hey, our favourite.
Oh, I remember this one. Yes, are you here to visit a patient? I'm Detective Director Holly. Recently, yes, that girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember...
Don't do that motion. That's please.
I would go back. It didn't matter if I got with though. Yes.
Only in Japan.
Oh, God.
Only in Japan.
Need a cold shower.
I need disinfectant. Oh, I'm Max Breska.
I remember, Max. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie. And let the world know we are serious. I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe.
Hey, Max, what do you think Zimbabwe will be like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? Yeah, no, it's...
I think there are any talking bunnies, even they won't be laughing at Moe's jokes.
Oh, a clown is not funny.
I loved Moe. He's one of my favourite characters in all
Clown
this.
is irritating. Clown can fuck off. Speaking of Moe,
Oh, I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls represent.
favourite.
We've got a new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will ya? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it.
It's Trilo.
Now, Trina was my favourite, you're right.
Scarface voice.
Yeah, it was. Actually, that was one of my favourite cases, generally. I loved Mo. Mo and Trina were my
What's this?
favourites.
Drive! On the electric rays to try to understand. I can't believe this. Hey, how long they plan on making me do this? Ah, but it's Edgy Pooh's idea, so that means it must have a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? Huh? It was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy. And I'm okay. She's just got no type of buzz. Oh, the other. Who are we next? Is there who is push red scene on this? They go full Marvel. Oh. She's still in prison.
I appreciate everything you and Miss Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right, I received a letter from Miss Von Karma.
It's very angry there.
Get out. I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone.
What's this because being on the character actually nice to you? That guy
I'm trying to remember all the other cases we looked at, actually.
like 4 of them. Oh, the killer.
It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage.
www.death. Just like,
www.thekiller.com.
Yes, that's the killer. Subtle.
I bet something else. It's like Shelley's Cakes or something like that.
Meanwhile, at the airport. Wow. Oh, it's Edgeworth.
Where are you going? Francisca?
How do you know I was here?
With this?
That's... Ooh, Toblerone.
I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example.
That's just like you. I only planted that because he was always wearing it. He slept in it. This filthy lab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. It's the last time my servants packed my luggage for me. Because she fucking has servants. But I'm going in the trash, I promise you that.
Oh, that's right. Now, speaking of that man,
God, I know. If you're going to have a moment, do it somewhere else.
he told me something very interesting.
I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout. I'm sure I took 4 things, tell sir. Oh, I feel weird. Maybe the concussion isn't quite gone yet. 4 items?
It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket.
He put it in here. It's very quiet airport, yeah? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over.
What are you going to do now?
Kill you. I mean, she doesn't know what she's doing. I hate you. That's none of your business.
Are you running away?
Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter.
Francisca.
Don't call me that. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I'm always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. He pointed at you accusingly.
You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and you always will be.
No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away.
Speaking of that, Rad gave me this to hold on to. I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you'll think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip.
You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you has arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat. Before Zod. And this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you.
It's kneel before Zod.
Whatever, it wasn't your man's deal. And this is supposed to be my revenge.
You never said the line, I
No.
know, it's what annoyed me. I see.
You know I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today.
I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews.
You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Today you chased after me, after I had left you behind after all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you're going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways. Francisca von Karma. Good grief.
I am Francisco von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. I hate you so much. Our battle begins now. Choose your Pokemon. What? Pokemon battle right now. That's the most character Francisca. That's the most character Francisca ever gets. The plane. Oh, very slow moving plane. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we will meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when I am last we meet again, which never does. You wanna know what the 5 piece of evidence was?
It was the picture, wasn't it?
What was that? What Maya drew.
Yeah.
Nick, that's a shell. He never smiles like that. And that
It's
is
not a bad picture, though.
what she drew, but and that's
Capcom.
Phoenix Wright, Justice for All.
It's a shame I forgot a lot about. I forgot about half of those. Well, the first case at least.
Who are these people? Well, there was a massive break in the middle of it as well.
Yeah, the massive break. I remember the Max
Galactica.
Max
First
Galactica.
case was the first case has the continuing plot thread that's not resolved to the next game with Morgan Fay vowing revenge on Maya, which comes back in the next game.
Yes.
So that's the second case. The first case is completely pointless, but in the first case, most of the games are completely pointless. So yeah, we're done. I need to find a new game for next week.
Yes, you will.
It's gonna be interesting.